In news from the USVI criminal courts, we learned that a psychological evaluation was ordered for one St. Croix woman arrested on DUI charges, and on St. Thomas, a man is charged with possession of stolen property following a break-in at one woman's residence. Lisa Allen was arrested after the car she was driving crashed into the gate of the Caravel Hotel and Casino on Queen Cross Street in Christiansted. Police were summoned to the scene on September 20th via a 911 call and found Allen still inside her white Jeep Wrangler with engine running. The Wrangler was lodged in the gate of the casino, and when officers asked her to switch the vehicle off, she told them that she needed to take her dogs home. One of the officers detected what was described as a strong stench of alcohol emanating from Allen, but at that point she drove off, ignoring officers' orders to stop. Allen reportedly departed at such a speed that the gate hit the policeman's right elbow. While they communicated with the 911 emergency call center to issue an all-points bulletin for Allen's vehicle, officers reportedly watched her take off to the end of the parking lot, turn around, and drive out at high speed, almost colliding with one of the officers. Allen smashed through the security barrier while police gave chase on foot. They did not have to go very far, however. The pursuing officers heard a loud crash and caught up to the Wrangler after it collided with a parked pickup truck, smashing its taillight. One officer managed to grab the door handle of Allen's vehicle, but was unable to open it before she drove off again. Allen was finally pulled over on Contentment Road near the Christiansted bypass lights. She refused all attempts by police to administer the 3 standardized field sobriety tests. Officers observed the damage to the Wrangler, which included a shattered left mirror, front driver's side door handle, and rear license plate holder, and damage to the front bumper and the right-hand side of the rear bumper. The left fender was also damaged, with a piece of red plastic found lodged in the fender that matched the broken taillight of the truck she hit earlier. Allen was arrested and submitted to a chemical breath test, which recorded her blood alcohol content at 0.412%, over 5 times the legal limit. Allen's license was found to be expired and the Wrangler was unregistered. She was charged with driving under the influence, negligent driving, driving with a blood alcohol level above 0.08, operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, operating an unregistered vehicle, assault in the 3rd degree, and leaving the scene of an accident. In court on Wednesday, a judge assessed bail in the sum of $1,000, but allowed Allen to be released upon the posting of $250. She was ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation, is forbidden from consuming alcohol while the matter is pending, and has had her driving privileges suspended. Allen must also surrender her passport and report to the Office of Probation every Tuesday. She is forbidden from leaving St. Croix without the court's written permission. In St. Thomas, 19-year-old Jamari Gumbs is back before the courts, having been recently arrested and charged with possession of stolen property in connection with a burglary that occurred back in April of this year. Gumbs was arrested in March on ammunition charges, arrested again on April 23rd on similar charges, and again in May for burglary and possession of stolen property in connection with what a judge called a string of crimes in early April. Later in that month, a woman made another report to police that her house on St. John had been broken into. She said she left the house locked and secured on April 23rd to go to St. Thomas, where she was planning to overnight. Subsequently, she got an alert from her home security system that there was movement inside her residence. Able to remotely view the camera, the woman said she saw someone inside her home wearing a black mask and hoodie carrying a handgun. She watched as the invader kicked open her bedroom doors, swept the rooms with the gun, and grabbed items as he went along. At one point, the intruder spotted the surveillance camera and knocked it over. On April 24th, the woman returned to her home in the company of police officers who immediately noticed that the eastern entry door had been left open. As they investigated, they saw that the southern sliding glass door was also ajar. Several rooms were ransacked, and the woman reported that some of her jewelry was missing. Police later determined that the suspect had gotten into the house using an unknown tool to gain entry through the southern door. Items removed from the woman's home included a gold Cuban link chain with attached gold pendant worth $2,500, as well as other valuables the woman had stored in a jewelry box. Investigators believe the suspect had broken into a separate apartment on an upper floor as well, but reportedly nothing was taken from that residence. Gumbs was implicated in the burglary based on information supplied from his previous arrests. A mobile phone with his photo on the lock screen, which was left behind as a suspect in a stolen car case, tried to flee in a taxi cab, as well as a comparison of security footage from the car rental company the vehicles were stolen from and what was recorded by the homeowner's security cameras. When arrests were made in the stolen car incident on April 23rd, a black backpack was found, and within it were a black hoodie and sweatpants, similar to the clothing the man who broke into the woman's property was wearing. Also in the bag, items from the woman's residence, including the gold chain and pendant previously described. On September 19th, Gumbs, with 3 felony cases already pending, turned himself in to police. Unlike his previous matters in which he was made to pay the full amount of his assessed bail, Gumbs was in this matter granted a 10% provision on his $25,000 bail amount when he appeared in court on Wednesday. The judge also ruled that bail and conditions may be modified if a suitable third-party custodian is allowed. While this and his other matters remain pending, Gumbs is barred from leaving St. Thomas and will not be able to obtain a passport or other forms of identification. He also has to report to the Office of Probation every Tuesday and must abide by a daily curfew of 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. He is barred from going near the home of the victim and is to have no contact, directly or indirectly, with the complainant or any witnesses. He is not allowed to consume alcohol or obtain a firearm while this matter is pending.